Yes, Casnovians! Hope you boys are well. Hope you're really well. I'm feeling much better this morning. So if you watched the live stream yesterday, I was zombified, man. I was like in the fucking gulags. I was out of it. It's crazy what a good night of sleep can do. Yeah, I think actually that is one of the secret. The let me just put my teeth back in. I think that's actually one of the cheat codes for cold approach, attracting women, making gob-smackingly gorgeous girls want to get with you, date you. I think just having a solid sleep routine. I find myself that if I've not slept well and if I'm traveling a lot, I'm out of my schedule, then I feel a lot more socially anxious. I'm not as productive. I'm not as articulate. I've got less desire inside of me. I think there's probably a link with testosterone levels. Like like testosterone levels increase in men with high quality REM sleep, right? So if we're sleep deprived, then it's no wonder that we're operating at 20% capacity. Anyway, I want to speak in this live stream about why getting jacked will not get you girls. So I spoke about similar things in the past, but look, I'm doing a live stream every single day, so there are going to be live streams where I repeat things that I've already said, but the way that I see it is reiteration is consolidation. You may well be completely new to the channel. This is the first time that you've ever seen me, the first time you've ever seen my brilliant white t-shirt. So yeah, I'm very much making this for the new people, the new Casanovians, but also for the OGs as well, because I appreciate you boys enjoy getting these daily hits of optimism that I'm firing through the lens. So first of all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do that now. It tells me that you're enjoying the content. We hit 6K subs recently, which I think that's a fucking cool achievement. This channel has now got over 1 million views and 6,000 subs. I'm like, you know what, mate, we're doing well. There's some channels out there which are doing like cute cat videos, got like 10 billion views, but I know, I feel as though this type of content is actually the content that changes people's lives. So yeah, I really appreciate all you boys very much. I've recently made a brand new Instagram page as well, where I'm dropping daily hits of high quality value just to get you boys pumped for the next time you go out there and you approach girls. So yeah, if you want daily hits of motivation, you want to get yourself into that state where you're ready to attract gobsmackingly gorgeous girls, I'll link the link below after this live stream's finished, and then you can go over, you can follow me, and you can get those daily hits of motivation. So yeah, why getting jacked won't get you girls. So I do think that in the internet space this day, in the whole self-improvement culture, it seems very much that there is an emphasis placed on the external trappings. It's like, oh, get to 10% body fat, build a 10 out of 10 body, then girls are just going to be throwing themselves at you. And it's just not true. It's just ludicrous. Now, this is not me saying don't dedicate time to working on your health. Don't dedicate time to fitness and training and getting your body like an absolute savage. 100% do those things, but do them because, first of all, you enjoy doing them, and because they make you feel good as a person, right? I think the cheat code to attracting beautiful women, on top of being in a good sleep schedule, is developing a magnetic aura, right? For me, aura is the main thing when it comes to attracting women. Aura is how compelling we feel in the current moment. Yeah, whatever we feel, she feels. The girl is very much our mirror. So you could have the best body in the world. You could have the biggest biceps in the clubs. But if you don't have the biggest set of balls in the club, if you're still scared after investing 10 years of your life to getting jacked, if you're still scared to approach that beautiful girl, then the analogy that I always use is it's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it. So understand, when it comes to cold approach, when it comes to dating, when it comes to attracting the women that you want, rather than settling for the ones that you think you can get, it's very much about who you are rather than what you have. Go out there, get jacked, make money, build a top 1% social skill dating life, but it's very much about becoming the full package. Yeah? Just getting jacked on its own is not enough. The same way that just making money on its own is not enough. You could be the richest guy in the venue, but if you're still a scared little boy inside, then what's it for? I believe that everything that men do on a biological level is to attract women. So rather than wasting your time thinking, oh, once I get jacked, I'll get girls. Once I've got so much money in my bank, women are going to be throwing themselves at me. It's about becoming the full package. It's because I remember for me that when I went through my whole looks maxing phase, by the way, if I'm very sweaty, it's because I've turned the air conditioner off. It's 37 degrees here. The air conditioning ruins the volume. Anyway, when I went through my whole looks maxing phase, what I found was it took a while for the internal to catch up with the external, right? I was walking through the streets of London or wherever else I happened to be in the world, and I was getting a lot more looks. I was getting a lot more attention than I'd ever got in my life, but I still felt like the ugly duckling inside. I still felt that scared, lost, insecure little boy who, at 13 years old, I used to have severe social anxiety. I used to be a porn addict who suffered with erectile dysfunction. I used to hate myself, hate my life, hate waking up into the reality that I was existing in. And I think it's that inner work. I do think that when it comes to attracting women, it's about 90% inner game. It's more about who we are rather than what we have. It's how we feel about ourselves. Are we experiencing success or failure in advance when we go over and approach that girl? So I think it's just an interesting concept. I don't want you boys to fall into the trap of thinking it's just one thing, right? It's not just about you getting jacked. If you still haven't invested heavily into your social skills, then yeah, look, getting jacked, it might buy you 20 seconds of a woman's attention, but it doesn't sell the product entirely. What sells the product entirely is the balls, your balls that you've developed. It's your confidence, it's your assertiveness, it's your leadership, it's the mindset of no matter what, I can handle it. It's either going to go really well or I've got a funny story. And what I found for me as well was the more I improved myself on the external, the more my ego actually started to grow. So when I was about 18 years old, I managed to attract my very first girlfriend. She was the girl that I lost my virginity to. Gob-smackingly gorgeous girl. On paper, I should never have got her because back then, I looked even more like a turnip compared to 4 years ago. Like I was atrocious. I was atrocious looking. I dressed terribly. I didn't have that much going for me. I was broke as a joke. I couldn't pull a muscle. But she just liked me. And I think the reason for that was because I was playing the game at 18 years old, more excited to win than I was scared to lose. Like I was approaching girls with the mindset that I've got nothing to lose here. Like I'd already accepted that I was an ugly fuck. I'd already accepted that I didn't have a lot going for me, but I knew I had compelling social skills because at that point I'd been practicing and performing magic since 5 years old. For 5 years, I started magic when I was 13. So that was my mindset. I was just like, well, I've got nothing to lose here, so I might as well just play. Do you know what I mean? If I don't play, I won't win. And it's like you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So that was my superpower. Growing up in the sexual marketplace at 18 years old when I was at university, I was like, dude, I'm so ugly. My value is so low that the only way is up. But then once I actually developed myself, once I started to explode my income, I mastered the skill of cold approach, I started living internationally, and I was like looks max to the fucking gills, I found that the higher I climbed, the further I could fall. Now my ego had grown along with, let's call it, value. So then I was actually starting to perceive women as a threat to my ego. Rather than approaching women from this place of love, I was scared of losing value in their eyes. Yeah, like I was scared. I'm looking the best that I've ever looked in my life now, and it's like the struggle that I had mentally was, what if I am a disappointment? Yeah, what if I approach that girl and I'm not the guy that she was expecting? I was still very much pedestalizing the women that I was approaching at this point, which I don't know. I think for me, it's understandable. Like, I think when you had the start in life that I had, it's normal for these thoughts like that ugly duckling to still be there. But I think once I had developed the external, that was the point when I knew that, okay, we actually need to destroy our ego here. We almost need to return to a point of origin. Like, have the external that we have now, but have the internal of that guy at 18 years old who was just playing for the fun of playing, who was just like, yeah, I'm ugly, I look like shit, I don't have any value, but I'm still going to present myself anyway because I've got nothing to lose. So I don't know, I just think it's this conglomeration of collectives. It's like, right, do everything within your power to look and feel as good as possible. Train hard at the gym because you enjoy doing that. Because like when you make money, when you train at the gym, when you spend time with good people, it all feeds into your sense of self-adoration. Now you're operating from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. But it's not the external that sells the product. Like that's like looking good is simply an open. Yeah, if I'm walking down the street and I've got a tank top on, I'm looking jacked, yeah, this is going to attract attention, but it doesn't sell the product. It's who you are rather than what you have. It's who are you? Like, who are you when you're in that conversation? A really good client of mine in Germany once said to me, never judge a man until you've seen him in set. And it's so true. Like, with all the guys I've worked with over the years, like, my typical client is a high achieving, busy city worker. I've worked with guys who make money from their appearance, so models, just guys who on paper should be crushing it with women. But then when you actually get to know them on a deep, intimate level, when you actually see them in conversation and you sit down away from all the noise, you realize that everyone just battles with this universal affliction, this perceived lack of self-worth, where at your core you just don't feel as though you're enough. And I find this a lot with high achievers, because I learned that all high achievers, they share three traits in common. The first trait is they believe they're better than everybody else. The second trait is they think that no matter what they'll do, they'll always be an unlovable piece of shit. They're never going to be good enough for anybody. And the third trait is they have an extreme impulse control. So they can just dedicate themselves to something for a long time, not need results instantly, but just keep pushing over a long enough time horizon. That's why they are rip-roaringly successful. But it's just interesting because, like, I think most people think, if most people see me today or they meet my clients today, they just think, oh yeah, this guy, he's probably going to be crushing it with women. This guy, he only gets girls because of the way that he looks, yada yada yada. First of all, you didn't know me when I didn't have absolutely anything, right? I've been at this shit. I've been on this journey of personal renaissance for the best part of 14 years, but we're all operating on our own timeline. You can't compare your first chapter to somebody else's final, and it's all an inner game. I really believe that. Like, obviously, you want to do everything within your power to look and feel as good as possible, become the most fuckable version of yourself, yada, yada, yada. But, dude, if you still feel like the ugly duckling inside, if you still feel like an unlovable piece of shit, if you're still rejecting yourself on girls' behalf and experiencing failure in advance, it's like, what was it all for? What's the point in having a great body? What's the point in making all this money? What's the point in having your penthouse in Dubai if you're still sleeping alone every night and you secretly hate yourself? That's not a life I want to live. So become the full package. Like, that's the mantra of this, I guess, of the channel in a way, but of this video especially. Like, getting jacked on its own will not get you girls. Become the full package, and then use game simply as a way of delivering your value to the world. That's how I define game. It's learning how to get what we want rather than settling for what we think we can get. And it's just simply using cold approach as a vehicle to deliver ourselves to the women that we want to attract. So yeah, that's a Casanovian expostulation. So sway, but there's something quite primal and enjoyable about just sweating my tits off on a live stream. But yeah, I hope that you boys enjoy the daily value. Link below for the new Instagram page. Go over, follow that, because I'm supplying daily hits of motivation, inspiration, information over there. Exclusive content, loads of great shit ton of fucking value. Hope it changed your boys' lives forever. So yeah, I'll link everything below. And also as well, if you want to get my completely free online course, the steps that I took to become the most fuckable version of myself, all my courses, I'll link them below. I've got 2 free courses. They're completely free. I'm not asking for money. They're yours to access right now. Most people be like, yeah, $997. They're completely free. So yeah, if you're ready to explode your dating life, you want to become the most fuckable version of yourself, master the art of daytime call approach, I put everything that I've learned into those free online courses. So I'll link everything in the description. Links to the Instagram page will be in the comments. So yeah, just gobble all that up like a gregarious hungry goose, and I will speak to you boys again tomorrow. I'm feeling good in myself now. Like, these live streams, they get my aura 10 out of 10. I'm like, fuck yes, let's go penetrate, dominate the world, and just change as many lives as possible. So yeah, appreciate you boys very much. Like the live stream if you enjoy listening to this esoteric, sweaty Kristian, and I will speak with you boys again.